Hi there, thanks for joining me. Back in the garage again. Got a great little project today. We've got the coffee van. So this is Mason's El Capo coffee van. It's the old vintage van that's at Foss Meadows every day. It's in the middle of nowhere, it's quite remote. And we do struggle sometimes with connectivity for the square reader, the card reader, using the mobile technology. That's using like 3G, 4G, 5G if you can possibly get it, which out there is like, yeah, very, very rare. It drops out sometimes, which causes problems taking the card payments. So the solution we're hoping is this, and this is Starlink. So basically, you've got these satellites that Elon Musk has chucked up in the sky. They're floating around the earth. This little fella sits on top of the van and picks up the signals from the satellites. It looks absolutely amazing. It really does look like a quality bit of kit. So that's your dish thing that sits on the roof. And then we've got to mount it using, well, what we've got here is the Starlink, what's this one called? The mini mobility mount. So this is a metal, it's really nice, cast aluminium mount in there that you bolt through the roof of the van, and then this actually clicks into it, bang bang, and that sits permanently on the roof of the van. This should be quite a simple process to set up. They say you can plug it in, it's like plug and play. In the box here we've got a huge reel of wire which just links the aerial to this little fella. So we literally connect one end of the wire to the adapter there, router adapter, and the other end into Starlink aerial, switch it on and away you go. You do also have this mount here, which is it looks like a pole mount. So that would go to the top of like an aerial pole, and then you can attach that to the base of that, and away you go again. So yeah, there's a couple of different mountings there. I suppose the pole mount, if we're struggling, we could put a pole up the side and clamp it somehow, but that'd look really ugly. So I'm hoping I don't really want to use that. We just really want to get this mini mount on the roof of the van and give it a go. Like I say, it's a really lovely bit of kit. It feels the business. So if we lift that from them two, release the two clips just under there and pull that, away it comes. Then this roof mounting bracket, once you've obviously screwed that to the roof of the van, it will slide in and then lock in place with them two lugs there on that, and that is really tight. It's really tight. I don't want to push it in just yet because it's going to be a real pig to get off once you clamp it in. You feed the wire up underneath and plug it in. So you put the wire in first and then slip that in, clamp it into place, and then that whole thing there will sit on the roof of the van. This mounting bracket inside there has got a little arrow on it. So the arrow there is pointing forward, so that needs to be to the front of the vehicle. So essentially, front of the vehicle is there with that sitting, and it's going to be sloping slightly backwards, a bit aerodynamic. It's going to look wicked, isn't it? The only issues I can think of with this, it needs a clear line of sight to the sky. There are a few trees overhanging where we park, so we're going to have to go and give this a try just to make sure that it works 100% before I start screwing holes through the roof of the van and drilling, making a bit of a mess. So let's take this over to the van, let's get it set up just floating on the top of the roof. Can we get a decent signal? If we can, let's drill some holes and get it fixed to the roof of the van. So we are down at Foss Meadows, and you can see that's the coffee van there. Like I say, the only issue we've got at the back is the trees, so we've just got to check that and make sure those trees are not going to interfere with the signal. Let's get this out of the box. We'll just pull that out, get the cable unravelled. We'll plug that straight into the adapter there. It's got a nice rubber seal on it, look, to stop any debris and dirt getting in there. Same on the other end. So obviously it's watertight because this is out in the elements. We'll just pop that bracket up. We'll slide that cable underneath the mounting bracket and then push it into its home there, and that's a really nice tight fit. Then we can just pull the little handle down and it's ready to sit on the top of the van to test it. So I just put this where we think it's going to go, which is roughly in the middle there. We can feed the wire through the window and then we can plug that in. So we've got a mobile phone, we go on the box there, you've got a scan code, we just QR scan that and then we can get the Starlink website up, ready to do the connection. Linked straight through to the App Store. So we've downloaded the app and then you just follow the on-screen prompts. So we've done the first one, we put the wire from the aerial down to the adapter. We just got to plug that straight into the socket now and then let it do its thing, and it'll pick up the satellites, do a little check, and then hopefully get some connection. So we're going to settings on the phone and it'll take us through to the Wi-Fi menu on the phone. And you can see there's Starlink. And just wait for it to come through. It took a couple of minutes for it to actually set in and find its satellites and stuff, but eventually Starlink popped up on there and we can connect. So we'll go back out the Wi-Fi menu and back into the Starlink app. It's paired successfully. Now it's just going to enter the network. So we've got to run through a few configurations now. It's going to do an update. So it took 3 minutes to get to this point. 5 minutes to download the update. And then it's got to do an installation and we're online.
Anything else for you?
So here we go. It wants to do another install. Now we can configure this Wi-Fi. So you put your name and your password in that you want to. And your network is now created. We'll run a quick speed test on it. Now it did say that this first one wouldn't be very good, but that's not too bad, and we can just try it to stream a football match, and it's coming in quite well. But it says the longer you leave it in that static position, it learns where it is and it gets faster. Right, here we go. Let's unplug it and plug it back in again. This is to replicate starting up in the morning. When we get to Foss Meadows, we fire the Jenny up. How long is it going to take for the thing to connect? Okay, so it's lost connection.
Anything else for you? Cream on it.
We're plugged back in. There you go. Well, that wasn't too long, was it? That was about a minute, possibly. Let's just make sure we've got connection. And speed test. It's getting faster as well. The speed is improving up to 98. Wow, that is getting faster. That's unbelievable. So just by leaving it and letting it settle down, the speed is increasing. It's getting faster and faster and faster. And that connectivity didn't take very long. Now it's all set up and the system's working. From unplugging to replugging, it's coming to life quite quickly. It's only took a minute or so for it to actually connect. So yeah, it's looking good. Let's get some holes in the roof. We'll bolt that down, get it all fixed in, and hopefully we've cured all our internet woes. Okay, so we've got the unit there. We're going to move that out of the way a second. Okay, so I've got the bracket. I've got a couple of washers inside there. We can mark out where those holes are going to be. We want that smack bang in the middle so it looks nice. And that's going to sit about there. So I'm going to go on that orientation just there. Okay, I can go between the two. Get the tape measure out, just make sure we're in the middle. Now I'm going through with a 5mm drill bit because I've got rivets I'm going to be fixing this instead of the bolts that come with it. We've got a little bit of the insulation come through there, but that's not a problem. So we've got two sealing washers. We've got nuts and bolts. If you want to nut and bolt this, you can do, but I'm going to rivet it. They supply with nuts and bolts. So what we're going to have there is the two sealing washers are going to sit over the top. The washers are going to sit on top of those, the hard washers. That's going to sit on top of that, and then the rivets are going to go through the whole thing, but we're going to silicone this down as well. And let's get some silicone sealant around the base of this. Pop the end of that through there. We're going to go silicone first, Just a little bead around the holes, like that. Then I'm going to put a nice seal across there, down there, and all the way across the back as well, and then across there. We're getting there. Okay, and then we'll get those over the holes. Arrow pointing to the front of the van, don't forget, like we said there. We'll get his other washers inside. We can then put his rivets through those. And then feed everything down. Just get the rivet gun. Okay, we'll push that right through. That's one started. Here we go, let's get it down properly. That's one in. Two in. Oh, that ain't going nowhere. That's solid as a rock, and it's really squashed down those rubbers. You can see that's really pulled that down nicely. I'll just get a little run of silicone across the front there as well, just to make sure that's not going to get any water behind it. Now we can take the Starlink and pop it out from its mounting there, and then we can slide that in. Pull it down. It's tight. Oh, that's in. I think that's locked in. Yeah, so that's locked in now. It's all straight on the van. I can just bring the wire down the side. I will put a hole through with a proper clamp on it to stop the water getting through for the wire. That will be another job. But for now, we'll just feed it down and through the side door. So we're all plugged in. It's working like a dream. It's made such a difference just letting it settle down. When we plug it in, it takes about a minute or just under a minute for it to connect and link up. We don't have to do any more settings or anything. It's all automatic, which is it's great news. Because obviously every time we switch the van off, or switch the generator off, we lose the 240 volts, and it's not until we fire it back up again that it links back up again. So there's always that transition from home to here where there's no signal for it. But we want to run it off 240 volts because that's what the generator's producing. We don't really want it off the 12 volt system of the van, because over the day that'll run the battery down. The wire on it is huge, and I'm just, if you can see that, I'm just tucking it away down here using the little Velcro straps that you get with it. Just to keep it all nicely out the way and tight, so that can go down there like that. And for now, just get that behind the door. I will put, like I say, a proper hole through the roof with a seal clamp. We'll do another video on that, but for now that's going to be top banana. So there we go, it goes round up onto the roof to the Starlink, and it's not much higher than what the van was, only slightly, so we should be able to get it underneath the barrier down the bottom of the car park when we go out. I'll just take a measurement to be sure.
Should be paying extra for all the times you've been late. There we go, one of them, £5.90, ready when you are.
Oh, it's working like a dream. Perfect. So if we just go back to the app, we can see the obstruction of the trees. How are they affecting it? Are they giving us any problems? You can see there the blue, that's all the clear view, and it's saying there that the Starlink has an unobstructed view of the stars, so we're not losing anything at all. Those trees there, he says, as many as they are, they're not affecting us, which is really good news. Brilliant. Let's just check these out, the statistics on this one as well. We can do a speed test. So that's what speed we're pulling at the moment. And statistic wise, power draw 23 watts, so it's not taking too much power from the system at all. This is the Scanstrut seal. Bit pricey, but it's a fantastic bit of kit. Let's get it out of the packet. So we've got 3 different grommets there for different sizes of cables. Got some screws to screw it down. We've got a little seal there as well. You can actually drill your own hole through there if you want to as well. The little grommets have all got splits in them, so you can get it round the wire, and then as it clamps up into the, it's tapered, so it squashes it and makes it grip. Let's get out to the van. We'll clean the roof down there, just give that a quick rub down, get rid of any grease that's on there. We can stick this little washer to it now, the little foam washer, the sealing ring, which is also a template. So now we've got an 8mm drill going through the middle there. Got to be careful not to go through and damage the roof lining. I've got quite a big gap in this one, and then I've got a little cone cutter there just to take it out to 10mm, so that the rubber connector on the end of the wire will fit through. You just hoover off the filings. 2mm drill bit for the 3 holes. All the screws come with this one. So that's the cable thickness we've got. That one's going to be too big, so it's got to be this smaller one. That one there. And with that slipping through that. Oh, that's perfect. It's got a nice grip to it, so it's not going to get any water past it. It's a perfect fit. And as long as we can get that through the hole we've made, yeah, that's going to go through there as well. So we can screw down the base through our little 2mm holes that we primed. I've just whizzed those down. It's gone through nice and easy. So the 2mm hole's perfect for this. And screw them down nice and tight, and that little foam disc just squashes really good seal. It goes almost down to about 1mm. Okay, so that's down, and it's really squashed that gasket into place. So first one is through there. Make sure we don't lose them screws in it. Pop that out for a minute. Right, okay, so we can get that through, all the way through there. And then we'll grab that from the inside and start to pull it through. Let's go inside and see if we can find it. So with a bit of luck, when we pull down this roof lining, you should see it under there. Yep, there it is. I can just get my hand in there now and just pull that through. This roof lining works really well, to be fair. It's got plenty of space under it, and it's not too difficult to drop down. Just a couple of clips, and there's the pile. Okay, I'm going to leave myself just a little bit of slack there. We'll slip that back. We'll get the rubber on, and that's going fat end with the taper pointing upwards. Okay, so that's over there now. I'm going to get some silicone in the hole before I clamp that down. It's going to seal up the raw metal, stop any rust from the inside. So I get a good blob of that in there.
Good. Yeah, I'm happy with that. And we can slide that. That goes on the top there. The scan strut comes in with the screw. The first one is just there. One. Two. Three. I'll do those up. There we go. How beautiful is that? That's nice and tight, sealed. Absolute job's a good one.
It's not going anywhere. It's a thing of beauty.
Right, I've just got to feed the wire down.
So just to get through there, I'll take the clip out the headline. I've got a bit of welding rod there just to poke up so I can grab it with a pair of pliers. And then I can take my wire to that and just pull it through. So I take the wire, just pull it down there, and then feed the rest of it through and down the side of the behind the panel on the van. Fantastic. Put the clip back in. Right, so I've got this. This is literally just a DC adapter. I thought originally this was a router, but it's not. Everything is in the aerial on the roof. This is purely a DC adapter. So we'll plug the wire back into that, and we can put that into the wall, and it's turned on. So there we go. Starlink is all fitted. The wires are all through that beautiful cable connector coming through the roof there. Made a really nice job, totally watertight, nice and neat in the corner. Just fantastic. And the important thing, the connectivity through the iPad. We haven't lost anything all week. It's been running for a week. It's absolutely flawless, honestly. It's been amazing. So all those issues we were having with that really poor 4G, 5G network, I don't know what's going on there, because it used to work fine, but this last couple of years it's just slowly got worse and worse and worse, to the point where, like I say, it's dropping out. We're waiting for the spinning wheel. This Starlink changed it. It is bing, doing, done. It's just really quick. So yeah, it's nothing more we could do. We had to go for something different because the mobile networks were so poor. If this one's been of interest, if you've enjoyed it, drop me a little thumbs up, like, subscribe, chuck me some comments, and I always love your comments, and I'll see you in another video. Thanks for watching.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.